Hi everyone, just a quick look today at a new app I've been using for my phone. It's called AccuBattery. It's only available for Android. I've had a look on the App Store for iPhone. It's not available there, so it's an Android only product. The reason I downloaded this was I was a little bit concerned about how much damage my battery has taken. I've recently learned, which some people know about, some people don't, you shouldn't really charge your phone overnight to 100%. You shouldn't really let it go below 100%, because each cycle from the bottom to the top 100% takes up a full cycle. Each battery's only got a certain amount of cycles it can take before it starts losing capacity. So recently I've been charging my battery between the best thing you should do is charge it between 40 and 80%. When it gets to 80%, you should disconnect it, and that's how it won't take a whole cycle. It takes much less for a cycle. So this app basically analyses your battery wear when you use your phone. It tells you how much battery wear you're sort of doing by charging it, and how much damage has been incurred in the lifetime of your battery. So if we look at health on mine, for example, I've got HTC 10, which should have 3,000 milliamp hour battery. However, it's done an analysis 3 or 4 times now, and I've only got 72%. I've damaged my battery by charging it up too much, that sort of thing. Charging it to 100%, leaving it overnight charging, which has damaged the battery. So how this works, if you look down here, it's saying on the 9th of December, I did battery wear of 0.8. However, if I was to charge my phone from 0 to 100%, that would be one full cycle. On here I've done 0.8, but on that day I charged it in blocks of 50% about 4 times, so I actually got 200% out of one cycle. So it's a lot better for the phone. Same today, I've got 0.65, and so on here, that's each charge I did. If you go on the charging page, what it's got that's quite useful, which I was actually going to buy a special plug for it, but it's quite useful on this. When your phone gets to 80%, you can set it to do a little alarm. So if I leave my phone on charge upstairs, it will bleep, and then I know to disconnect it at 80% so I don't harm the battery. It is logical, the whole 80% thing, because if you charge your phone on a fast charger, for example, they'll charge from 30% to 80% quite quickly. It's the final 20% that takes a lot longer. If you notice, if you've got your phone on like 95%, it'll take quite a long time to do the last 5%. So on here, charging to 80% causes 0.16 cycles in wear, so it's a lot better. My battery is not great on this. I mean, so it's saying here, if I had the screen on and I was using it, it would last for an hour and 52 minutes, with the 58% it's got left, or 21 hours 46 minutes on sleep mode. So on here, it even analyses your temperature, which is quite useful, because I've been on YouTube before on HD videos and charged at the same time, and the temperature's gone through the roof. So it's good to that it warns you about that, because that does cause premature battery wear. So you should take your phones out of your cases when you're charging them. What's also useful down here, if you go to, I believe it's this sort of feature it's got, sorry. That's the information copied over from the other page. If you go to discharging, and then you go to apps, it tells you how quickly they discharge it. It's got rid of some of the other apps I was using before, because this is since my last charge, but it will say things like YouTube will discharge at 600 milliamp hours an hour, for example, so you know you're going to get 5 hours of YouTube out of it, or that sort of thing. So that's my health page. This is my history page, which is all my chargings, and up here it tells you how quickly you're discharging. So at the moment I'm discharging at 576 milliamp hours per hour, which means that the battery's going to last for 5 hours really, so it's saying 20% per hour. So it is quite good, and the main reason I've got it is so I could work out that 72%. It's also useful if you're selling your phone on eBay, for example. You could run this test to say to someone, look, I haven't mucked up my phone battery, it's 90%, for example. You might get a little bit more money when you sell your phone second hand, which is useful. The only thing I would say is it's constantly analysing. So this, I've had answers on this between 72% and 75%, where it's constantly reanalyzing it as I'm using it and charging it and that sort of thing. So I haven't found a way to turn it off at all. and it's got this sort of notification bar here. So I do believe you have to uninstall it if you don't want it to be running all the time. As I'm doing this also, a bit of another review, so you're getting a 2-for-1 offer here. I'm recording this using Mobizen. I've noticed that some of their videos, if you look at the quality of the text, for example, on this, it is a little bit, how'd you go? But this is a free recording tool which I'd recommend. But thanks for watching.